All right, print fam. So today I'll be showing you how to use the transparent film vellum to do your transfers for sublimation. It's actually a pretty easy process and works pretty much like anything else you can sublimate. I find it easier to use because I can actually see the placement of my item, my print on the substrate that I'm going to use. So today I'm going to be using the clear or opaque-ish vellum and a white t-shirt. Okay, it's a Jersey's t-shirt that I can sublimate on that's 100% polyester. Okay, so I'm going to show you the process. Okay, so the first thing I do is go ahead and pull up an image. Now I already have one here on display, so we can actually use this one. And of course, I think that that's a very good thing to have an image ready and ready to go. Also, you want to make sure that your image is actually in CMYK mode. Okay, your colors, your layer is actually CMYK, because if you have an image there that's like RGB, it really will not come out the same. You probably would like be very upset with yourself because it just won't be as vibrant. But anyway, go to mode. At the top of the menu, you see image, then go to mode, and in mode, just make sure in Photoshop it's selected as CMYK color. That's very important. Okay. Step 2, find you a picture you can use. Okay. Now with this one, I'm using this one because I was already working on this for a client, and I think that it's a very good picture to use for right now, just to show what you're capable of doing with the transparent film vellum. Now I outlined mine in black because I think it'll be cool, so I'm going to use that. And then what you also want to do, just because you don't want to do the wrong thing, you want to make sure that you flip your image horizontally. Okay, so you'll do that, flip your image horizontally, and then of course you'll go to print it. All right, so we're at the printer. I'm going to be using again my film vellum that I normally use for screen printing. Now there are two sides to this thing, okay? There's this shiny side, and then there's this opaque side. Some people call it the sticky side. You want to use this side to print, all right? So we're gonna go ahead and put this in the printer. I'm gonna make some adjustments as far as the sizing on the printer properties or preferences in the computer, and then we'll be good to go. All right, let's finish that. I've chosen 13 by 19 for my printer paper size, which is Super B in the settings for Epson. This is a converted Epson Workforce 7720. It's converted for sublimation. I actually have a continuous ink system, but for some reason I find it a little bit better and easier to use the refillable cartridges. I don't know. I know that's probably silly of me, but it works better for me that way. All right, so my paper is loaded in there. When you actually go to your settings for the Epson settings, in this particular case, I'm using the converted Workforce 7720. You want to make sure you select the document size as Super B, which is 13 by 19 for this particular piece of paper that I'm going to use, because I like to use the bigger sheets for sublimation, so I can get it all at one time. And then of course, the paper source, you're going to use rear paper feed slide, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and press OK on this. I'm using Premium Presentation Paper Matte, and I'm using it in standard, okay? Again, we're going to print on that opaque side as opposed to the, or sticky side as opposed to the glossy side. All right, so we're going to see this print and come out, and you're going to see live how it looks. It's sending the information to the printer. We're going to watch it print out, and then we should be good to go from there. Oh yeah, and another thing. So I'm using replaceable cartridges or refillable cartridges. I do have a continuous ink system, as you can see over there. I do have a continuous ink system, but for some reason I found it a lot easier for me to be able to use the refillable cartridges. I don't know what it is about the refillable cartridges, but it just makes it a little bit easier for me. And I don't know, maybe it's just my shortcoming with it. I don't know, but it just feels a lot better to be able to just put the amount of ink I need in there and carry on with my day. Now, to be honest, it will probably be less of a headache and less of worrying about time spent filling up these cartridges if I had just used the continuous ink system. But I mean, hey, I'm okay. I'm just gonna use what I have. And as you see, it takes a while coming out with that particular paper setting. Now, if I had done it on a quick format, then of course it would just spit it right out, but I like the fact that it takes its time. That's printing pretty good. That's printing pretty good. And the yellow is amazing. I wish you guys could see it in person, but hey, I get to see it in person. So I'm telling you, if you can take my word for it, it's great. I promise you. I'm gonna try to scoot in here with the camera so you guys can see the color. It is amazing what these colors can do for you. This has been every bit of the way very nice. I love the way this is processing. I mean, I have no complaints. Zoom out for you. Zoom out for you guys so you can see the process a little bit better. I am in no way a professional camera guy, so you got to forgive my bumps and dings and movings and messy backgrounds. Hey man, if I had known that I was going to do this today, I would have got ready for you guys. But honestly, I had someone inbox me and make a mention of it, and it's like, you know what, let me go ahead and get that out the way now. So I just want to make sure I'm helping and serving a cause. Now, another thing people won't tell you when it comes to this sublimation, once this finishes printing, I really like to have my sublimation prints cure. So I just set it under the actual heat press and I let it dry. Print side up, just set it under heat press and let it dry. So as we get over here to my junky area, just printed that out. Just gonna let it sit here under my heat press and dry. I'm gonna give that just a few seconds, not a whole lot, just a few seconds. Now you see it start to curl a little bit. That's how I know it's getting some good heat on it. All right, so I let that dry for a couple seconds. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and take this off and set it to the side. I won't break the camera view or anything like that, but I am gonna set it over here. I'll zoom out so you guys can see everything. Set it to the side. And while I'm doing that, I'm just prepping my area, all right? So prepping my area entails a couple things. Getting my camera angle right. Of course, that's a 16 by 20, and that of course is a 15 by 15. Never mind that little spot under there. I had an accident, that's why I'm not using it. I'm always experimenting doing something, and that day, I shouldn't have done that. I won't even tell y'all what it was because I'm ashamed. So, one good thing here, parchment paper. Parchment paper. Pulling it off to about the length of my print. Boom, bang. That's about the length I need. And then what I'm going to do with my shirt here is I'm going to actually remove this pad because I really don't need that. I'm going to actually put my shirt here. It really ain't got to be pretty, but you know what, just in case somebody might want to buy this particular one, you know, I get you together. Sorry, I'm going to cut in front of the camera, bear with me. Alright, so that's pretty much straight. Now I want to go ahead and get my pressure down and make sure it's about right. Oh yeah, another thing I'm not doing is pre-pressing to get moisture out. We ain't doing none of that. Just hitting this bad boy up. There we go. We're gonna get it down. Now, This paper, I mean not paper, this film vellum acts pretty much like, oh man, see I grabbed a dirty one. So what you'll see on this edge is a couple spotted lines. That's gonna come out on the shirt. I ain't got time to change it now. You know what? It's not about changing it, but it is about presentation. I'm gonna cut that. Give me a second. I'm gonna cut that off. So I'm gonna round out my top here, just because. Alright. So I rounded it off. See that? Alright. So I'm gonna go ahead and place it down, print side down. Of course, again, we got that going the right way. Side down. And again, at this point, we're not really worried about exactly what's up, I mean, how it's centered it is and all that stuff, because it's just a throwaway print. Throwaway shirt. Cover it with my parchment paper. Gonna let that sit for that. I do 385 at 45 seconds. And you can't see it, but 385 at 45 seconds. I'm gonna let that do its thing. As a matter of fact, let me zoom in so I can show you. 385 at 45. Trust me, it's almost over. 18 seconds to go. And we're gonna see what this looks like. It's gonna be great, I promise. People will not believe that you're able to do this. This is spent, right? This is done for. Don't even need it. Throw that away. And we'll look at our beautiful print. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Vibrant. All the details. Nothing missing. No streaks. And no press marks for real, okay? This all comes out. Like if I shake that out, that stuff that you see, it all comes out. All right, so once that cools down, that will come out. But that's it, guys. Let me hold it up for you. There it is. Too easy. Too easy. Thanks for watching.
So just keep it moving on. So just keep it groove and then you know the feel of all the love and music making it to here. All the sadness, darkness building up your fears. So just keep it grooving on. So just keep it grooving on.